Today, let's dive into the world of baking, diabetic style. That's right, we're talking about how to enjoy all those delicious baked goods without sending our blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. And trust me, with a few clever swaps, it's totally doable. Make sure to subscribe for more diabetes information, and please click the like button if you find this video useful. First off, let's talk about flour. Now, we all love our cakes and bread, right? But if you're watching your blood sugar, grain-based flour like wheat is your nemesis. Why? Well, it's all about the carbs. Refined flour is high in carbohydrates that our bodies quickly convert to sugar, causing blood sugar to spike. There's not much difference between eating regular bread and eating a teaspoon of sugar. But don't worry, I've got some fantastic swaps to keep your baking dream alive. Enter the world of nut flours. Almond flour and coconut flour are your new best friends in the kitchen. They're low in carbs and high in fiber. Then there's calcium, which isn't just for healthy bones, it's also vital for the proper function of your heart and muscles. And we can't forget about magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most important nutrients that diabetics tend to be deficient in. It's involved in the metabolism of glucose, improving the body's ability to use insulin. Magnesium also has a role in regulating blood pressure, which is a common issue for people with diabetes. Fortunately, both almond and coconut flour are great sources. What about the glycemic index? The glycemic index is a measure of how quickly different foods raise blood sugar levels, with lower scores being better for blood sugar control. Coconut flour has a glycemic index of 50 out of 100, which is vastly better than regular wheat flour, which comes in at a whopping 85. But the true superstar here is almond flour, which has an extremely low glycemic index of just 1. That means it's not going to spike your blood sugar. Almond flour is a delightful substitute in pancakes, offering a tender texture and a slightly sweet taste. Use a mix of almond and coconut flour in your breads for a light and airy texture. When substituting nut flours for grain flour, remember that they behave differently. They often require more eggs or binding agents to achieve a desirable texture. Oats and flaxseed meal are other excellent choices. These two aren't so much of a replacement for flour, but an addition. That's because they don't quite get the right texture as almond and coconut flours. Flaxseed meal is a powerhouse ingredient for diabetic-friendly baking. High in both soluble and insoluble fiber, it slows glucose release into the bloodstream. Then there's the omega-3 fatty acids in flax seeds, particularly alpha-linoleic acid, which supports cardiovascular health and a lot more. In fact, flaxseed is one of the most important foods that cardiologists recommend people eat every day. So if you love toast for breakfast, be sure to include flaxseed into your bread recipe. Adding a handful of walnuts or pumpkin seeds into the mix can make for a luxurious homemade bread, while also upping your intake of healthy fats that are going to help keep your blood sugar in control. They also give you important nutrients like zinc, manganese, biotin, and vitamin E, which are going to combat oxidative stress and inflammation associated with diabetes. I personally love to sprinkle a little nutmeg, cinnamon, turmeric, allspice, or coriander seeds to add depth and flavor, while also ramping up those health benefits. After all, spices are the most nutrient-dense food we have, full of antioxidants and unique plant sterols. More on spices in a moment, but first, speaking of flavor, pumpkin is an unexpected hero. When it comes to making delicious, moist, and bouncy bread, pumpkin offers the perfect texture. Plus, using pumpkin requires less almond flour, cutting the cost per loaf. Of course, you might need to play around with your ingredients and ratios for the first few attempts. It's a journey of trial and error, but that's the joy of baking. Trust me, the results are well worth it. Once you've nailed your very own bread recipe, friends will be waiting to visit every week for your famous soup and toast. Plus, You get to play around with ingredients and let your imagination run wild. Don't know where to start? We've got you covered. I put together the very best recipes that I've discovered over the years into a free downloadable PDF. Download your copy of Amazing Alternatives to Rice, Pasta, and Bread, which contains 50 delicious diabetes-friendly recipes, including my favorite recipes for bread, pancakes, and muffins. It's completely free and can save you months of trying recipes that just don't work. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Moving on from flour, let's sweeten the deal without the blood sugar spike. Sugar, while tantalizing to the taste buds, is the most direct problem for diabetes. When it comes to baking for diabetes, the goal is to replace sugar with alternatives that have a lower glycemic index, thus providing sweetness without the rapid increase in blood sugar, or reducing sugar altogether. Stevia is a natural sweetener derived from the leaves of the stevia plant. It has no calories and no carbohydrates. It's much sweeter than sugar though, so you'll need less of it. Many diabetics find it a suitable sweetener, but of course it's important to test yourself. We'll get into that in just a moment. Monk fruit sweetener is another popular natural option made from extract of monk fruit. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol, which for many people doesn't raise blood sugar. And yacon syrup is a less known but great option. It's made from the root of the yacon plant, and it's high in fructooligosaccharides, which feed the good bacteria in the gut. It has a low glycemic index and is not fully absorbed by the body, meaning it provides fewer calories. Let's say you wanted to bake a carrot cake. These sweeteners can be used to create a delicious treat without the usual sugar content. Carrot cake is an excellent option for diabetics, primarily because it incorporates the natural sweetness of carrots, which diminishes the need for added sugar. Carrots are also rich in beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that the body converts into vitamin A, essential for eye health and protecting against diabetic retinopathy, a condition where high blood sugar levels cause damage to the retina in your eye. Add your spices and nuts, and you've got a delicious and healthy version of a food that would traditionally cause chaos for diabetes. Artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, saccharin, and sucralose are a little more controversial. They are synthetically produced and provide sweetness with little to no calories. While these sweeteners are generally recognized as safe by regulatory agencies, some people prefer to avoid them due to concerns over long-term health benefits. Here's a little secret: reducing sugar in recipes often works just fine. Many recipes overdo it on the sugar anyway. Start by cutting back a bit and see how it tastes. You might be surprised how little you actually miss it, especially if you add a drop of vanilla or a sprinkle of cinnamon. And remember, it's crucial to monitor your blood sugar level when trying new foods. Individual responses to foods and sweeteners can vary widely, especially among people with diabetes. So one of the most valuable steps any diabetic can take is to keep a food journal and test their blood sugar after eating. With a finger prick test or constant glucose monitor, you can learn exactly how different foods impact your blood sugar. Okay, now, what goes on top of your cake? Frosting? Frosting adds flavor, texture, and taking everything to a new level. You could say it puts the icing on the cake. However, traditional frosting is potentially the most dangerous part of the experience. Greek yogurt is a fantastic frosting alternative. It's naturally tangy and may actually help to stabilize your blood sugar. That's because it's high in protein and helps to keep your gut microbiome happy. If you wish, sweeten it with a little diabetic-friendly sweetener or vanilla and grate on a little orange skin. Orange zest not only adds a burst of citrus aroma, but it is also the most nutrient-dense part of the fruit, offering additional vitamins and antioxidants. Cream cheese can be a good option, at least better than traditional based icing. And don't worry, cream cheese isn't only for carrot cake. Its rich, creamy texture can transform other flavors like chocolate, orange, or apple cake. If chocolate icing is your thing, why not try an avocado mousse instead? Just blend ripe avocados with cocoa powder and a banana and viola. You've got a mind-blowing creamy chocolate icing, rich in healthy fats, potassium, magnesium, and cocoa flavonoids, which have impressive antioxidant properties and can improve cardiovascular health. The trick here is that this frosting is best applied just before serving to maintain its fresh, creamy texture. You don't need to wait for the icing to cool down here. If you're going to use real chocolate, opt for dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa instead of milk or white chocolate. This is going to reduce the sugar content. You might also like to utilize fruits in your cakes, muffins, and even breads. Mashed bananas, pureed prunes, apples, pears, and even sweet potato can work really well. While these all do include natural sugar, they are an opportunity to avoid added sugar and come with all the antioxidants and fiber of the whole fruit. And for bonus points, some people like to add in chia seeds or protein powders, which can generally go into any baked food without an issue. Finally, avoid excess salt, and that's crucial, especially for diabetics who are at a higher risk of hypertension and cardiovascular diseases. For diabetics, managing blood pressure is as important as controlling blood sugar levels. One effective way to reduce salt without sacrificing flavor is with spices. Spices add depth and complexity to dishes without the negative health effects of high sodium. For instance, when baking roasted vegetables, a blend of spices like paprika, garlic powder, turmeric, cumin, and cinnamon can offer a rich flavor profile, reducing the need for salt. Similarly, in casseroles or soups, ramping up the spices can enhance the dish's taste and aroma, making it more satisfying. And again, ramping up your antioxidant intake. Some of the best include turmeric, cayenne pepper, cumin, cinnamon, ginger, garlic, and thyme. I hope you found this information useful. If so, click the like button to help spread the word and click the subscribe button to stay up to date with new Diabetics Talk videos. You might also like to watch our video on what can diabetics eat for breakfast, the good and the bad. Don't forget to claim your free gifts by clicking the link in the description below or visiting us at diabeticstalk.com. Also, check out exclusive Diabetics Talk merchandise from our store and sign up as a member to get full access to the Food, Health, and You Implementation System documentary and more. We want to keep making informative, research-based videos for you. So if you gained value from this video and would like more of it, you can send us a super thanks by clicking the thanks button at the bottom of the video. We're Diabetics Talk, and it's our mission to bring you the best tips and tricks to help you fight diabetes. Thanks for watching. We hope you're having a diabetes fighting day.